Hi, this is a piano I created in Excel earlier on. So what you guys will learn is how to embed sound into Excel application itself, and how to also put something like this together. So let's go into Excel right now. Hi, this is an Excel tutorial. In this very session I'm going to show you guys how to embed sound, but not only how to embed sound, we will end up developing a piano in Excel. So I'm going to start by clicking on my developer here, or you can just press Alt F11. Okay, once you press Alt F11 you end up with this very page. Go to Insert, User Form. Right there, that's my user form. Define my form. Okay, I think that should do. Now I need a couple of buttons on board. We'll start with this command button right there. I will change the font size of that very command button to something a little bit more visible. Right there I can see the font there, so let's go for about 16 bold, and let's see if it can be repositioned. Okay, maybe we'll take care of that later on. Now double click on the caption right here, and the first, that would be a C. So I'm just gonna leave my C right there. So I'm just gonna copy that across, so I have all my buttons in place. And now we change the font. Let's change the font of this to D, change this to E, and this to F. Maybe I should increase the font a little bit more. Let's just select it all and increase the font. Let's make that maybe 18. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, I'll just copy, because it's all selected. Let's copy it across. Okay, I'll just continue with the naming of the caption. So this one is it's gonna be A right there, followed by B. Let's see one. There's a D1 there. I have E1, and this will be F1 there. So the next thing is let me just bring this one up here. I will reduce the size of this to about that and just drag it up here, and maybe a little bit more. Okay, let's bring this one to the middle and just take it up a little bit more. I think that should do it. Okay, that should do it. And change the color, the back color and the font color. Change the, okay, we'll go for menu bar, that's fine. And the back color, I think we'll go for desktop, so that's fine. Then the text content underneath, that will be C#. That is fine. Let's see if it's okay. That's good. It can take more than one. So just copy that across. That will be my D# right there. Alright, this is how the form is looking right now. So I'm just going to close this. I don't need that anymore. The next thing I'll do is to come up here, insert, select model, and right there I will insert the following lines of codes. Okay, this function, what that would do is just to get my file in place. I've decided to wrap it to the next line right here so that you guys can see it properly. So the next thing is to declare a sub routine right there. Sub piano sound file. That's the name of the procedure. So the next thing I would do now is to write another sub. I will enter another sub right here. I'll call it sub play note C. Right there is the location of my note C right there. Now let's just give that a try and see. So go back to the form, double click on note C right there. Okay, now call play note C, capital F. So I will go back to the form and just try it out. You hear that, guys? So all I need to do now is just to repeat the same thing for the following notes right there. So let's go back into the module, double click on that. Okay, just copy all of this, copy and paste. That will be note D, and this is note D. But the important thing is you guys must make sure you know the location of your file. Like I have my own file right here, I think somewhere here. That's it. Those are the music notes. So if I right click on maybe note D, select the property, all you need to do is to copy the content in here. Let's copy it, copy, and come right down here. Supposing there's nothing in there, paste it, \D dot wave, because it has to be a wave file. Okay, so and you use the sub procedure name right here to call the file, and that's that. So let's get rid of that. I'm just going to copy and repeat the same thing for EF. So that will be note F, make that E, make that F, and just repeat exactly the same thing right here. If I come into my form right here, double click on D, all I need to do is call note D. There, come back here, double click on E, paste, call note E. Repeat the same thing for F, paste, call note F. So let's go back to the form. I've done 4 so far. Run the program. You get that, guys? So I will now speed that up and come back to you guys so that we see the final output. Okay, the first part of the codes are ready, and these are just for, that's supposed to be the function that is calling the music anyway. And right here I have the sub procedure for each of the notes. So those are all the notes just for the very first part, or for the very first rule of the music. So have a good look at it so that you can do the same thing. So the next thing I'll do is just to play it, try it out and see how it looks. So let's go back to our form right there. That's it. So I've completed the first part of it. I'm just yet to do the 7 keys up there. So let's try this out now. Yeah, that's not too bad. So now all that is just left for us to do is to complete this one. So let me just finish up with that and get back to you guys. I think I've finished the coding so far, and enter all of these for the second layer right here. That's it. I've called all the code from the model right there. Those are the main codes. Just showing it to you guys to have another look at it. That's the second layer, and the code for the first layer up there from here up. Right. Okay, what I would do next is I'm going to now save this file. Okay, so let me just maybe go into, I'll have to change it to enable. Right there you must enable macro, else you won't be able to play it next time. So I'm just going to call it piano. So I'll save it in my work area right there. Yeah, save. Okay, so all that is left for us to do now is just to give it a try. So let's go. And that works how it's expected to work. So you can even make some tune if you're good in playing music. So let's see if we can. That's how you create your own piano in Excel using VBA. So with that, I'm just going to call it bye for now, and you all have a nice day. Have a nice day, guys.